slaving out to find solutions to all those issues that we laid out here, they ran faster than our folks in Malaysia Airlines. And I can tell you, they even ran faster than the folks in Shell. I worked for Shell for 24 years, and I was in London for a prolonged period of time, and in Holland too. I've not seen the kind of desire and zest to get down to the detail. To be honest with you, in the laboratories, to give you some example, they went out to rank every 10,000 schools in this country in 6 weeks. Yeah, great stuff. There are 10,000 schools in this country. We know which school is number 1. We know which school is number 10,000. In that laboratory at the back there, we know exactly how many people are hardcore poor household in this country. We know them by name now. There are roughly around 44,000 households that are poor at the point of starvation. We are giving them money every month by the beginning of each year. That's a commitment. And that list involves Chinese, Indians, Malays, Iban, Kalabits, Penans, orang asli. It cuts through all race because poverty does not understand skin. When you are poor at the point of starvation, you need help. That is why a lot of the work that's being done there. The crime lab, we went through and analyzed every spots in the country, and we concluded there are very few, around roughly 50 hotspots. There are very specific things. They mobilize something like 1,100 police into those areas, into those balais. The data laboratories, the guys in the data lab, there was one morning, would you believe it, the guys in the data laboratory worked until 5 a.m. in the morning. So why I say all this is because I know what you have in mind. Si Yala, I heard the civil servant tidak mau kerja punya. I'm just telling you, this time it is different. I have seen them. They have been working at this. When PM came to the room himself to look at what was happening in these laboratories, he was totally astounded by what he saw. Because the work that our folks have done in 6 weeks, I think we would have got that in the normal way of doing it probably in 3 years. But this is phenomenal. Can you show that other? This is the output of each laboratory. In fact, last Sunday, I called all the cabinet ministers in a hotel, and we spent all day before the meeting. We sent to every cabinet minister one box of material to read. That is sent by DHL to every minister to read before the meeting. They had 1 week to read through them. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not giving you the entire box. You only see the tip of the iceberg today, so you don't see the full story. There are 8 labs, 11 binders, 3,000 pages, 43 KPIs for the national NKRAs, 104 programs, 2,029 projects, 7,307 activities that we're monitoring on a weekly and daily basis. This is absolutely a robust amount of work that we're putting out there. And by the way, on that rural basic infrastructure, we know exactly which road we're going to build next year. We know exactly which electricity project we know exactly how many houses are going to benefit from it. We know exactly which state we're working on so that level of detail is what I call in the airlines when you fly an aircraft at 30,000 feet. No good. You need to land it. So you need to bring it down to ground level at 3 feet and down to the ground. And that's what the laboratory is doing. Now, having said that, back to the earlier slide. Can you return to the earlier slide? I must humbly say here, we're all made by God to be beautifully imperfect. But despite all the things that I've said before in the laboratories, we've done the best we can. I can tell you, we don't have all the wisdom. That's why we come here humbly before you, ladies and gentlemen, to seek your feedback. We want you to give feedback to what we're doing here, so that what we have missed, we will incorporate. So that areas we have made an error, we will correct. as concerned Malaysians, and I ask every single one of you to give us your constructive feedback, because once we have gotten your feedback, by the way, we don't just do it here, because I'm in East Malaysia. In January, we'll bring this entire thing and bring it to Kuching, because we want to engage the folks in Sarawak. Then we bring the entire thing to KK, because we also want to engage the folks in Sabah. We get their views and put it together, and then we will write down a comprehensive document which we will then give to the rakyat, which is called the One Malaysia Transformation Roadmap. It's a comprehensive document. We will give it to the rakyat. Why do we give it to the rakyat? Because once you've printed out something like that, it's a promise to deliver. What happens to the government once you've done it? We become pregnant, fully pregnant. When you are pregnant, there is only one consequence: you have to deliver. You cannot keep the baby there for beyond 9 months. You must deliver. So the issue for us is when people talk about accountability, accountability means you will have to tell people exactly what you are accountable for. That's what we're trying to do here. We will then publish it. Prime Minister had announced on Sunday, it's a comprehensive document, and it will be a comprehensive document. And he says we will release it end of next month. So we'll have to do that. So that is to tell the rakyat what we're going to do, what we're promising to do. At the end of each year, we're also very clear about telling the rakyat what we have delivered and what we have not yet delivered. I can tell you, because what we're doing here, we will miss some targets, we will make some, we will fulfill some, we will surpass some, but we must be transparent in the annual report to say what we have met, what we have not yet met. And so that is the way we're doing it, transparency and accountability. And we are the only government, as we checked, because we found out what is being done in the UK. I met my counterpart who did a similar job. His name is Sir Michael Barber, and we had a long chat. They didn't do all of this, and they didn't do this in the Sarkozy's outfit too, in France. That means all of those things, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Why we're doing this today with you, ladies and gentlemen? Because we know you have a lot of good ideas and how we can work together. We need to do this together as concerned Malaysians. I already told you what to do here. You got here all the booths, you browse around today and given us input. This is a teaser to the real cinema. The cinema is upstairs. If you want to know more about what's happening on each of the laboratories, find out the schedule, go there and hear the full presentation. You have a 1-hour presentation dedicated to each of those NKRA. Then you can engage them and go through a little bit more detail. That's how it looks like. By the way, if we have complaints about whatever is not in what we're doing here, we also have a customer service center and complaints area about anything that the government is not doing right. We'd like to hear your complaints. And these are the things we're doing. Reducing crime. Everybody that I talk to in Malaysia, they are concerned about rising street crime. That's why everyone is in